I'm Michael Kass. I'm a meditation teacher, a life coach, a certified fitness trainer, and a certified addiction recovery coach. So I grew up in Queens, New York, just outside of Manhattan, in a family that looked really great from the outside. Two parents who unconditionally loved me. However, they didn't know how to emotionally connect with me, and that left me floundering at a pretty early age with depression and a sense of not being okay, in my own skin. So I learned to compensate. I actually learned how to play poker when I was 11 years old, and I became somewhat of an addict gambler. I also fell into sports. And when I went off to college, I became a triathlete. And I remember when I completed the Ironman. I was 26, my family was there, my girlfriend, other friends, and everybody was really excited. And I felt so empty because this had been such a long-term goal. Now that it had been completed, I realized I didn't feel any better, any more accomplished, any fuller. I gravitated toward meditation when I was about 20. At 32, I had a serious accident. I was racing down a mountain and I smashed right into a truck, and I was lucky to escape with my life because I wasn't wearing a helmet. What it did for a while is it took me away from my ability to compete athletically. I was again thrown back toward myself. I really started exploring vision quests, long-term retreats. I had spent a month in a monastery, all because I wanted to get out of the pain. But I was still driven by it. So in the early 2000s, people were making money hand over foot in the real estate market. I got in over my head, ended up losing everything in the 2008 depression. I pled guilty to securities fraud, spent 2.5 years in prison. And I was in real prison. I was not in some federal camp where you play golf. There's nobody to talk to. All my support system, is gone. It felt like I was on the edge of death. And I just kept breathing through all my terror. And as each day went on, I realized I'm surviving. I began to get a sense that I'm okay. I've lost everything, my home. I've lost all my money, every cent. I'm the ultimate failure. And at the same time, I'm beginning to feel a sense of okayness for the first time in my life. I'm thinking back, in my life, when I was more shut down. I was dissociated, numb. So I didn't know that I was in pain. If I don't feel that I have any pain in my life, then there's no need to work on the pain. I mean, you ever try talking to somebody who's not in pain and saying you could use a little help? They'll laugh at you. So I think it's grace, in a way, to be able to see that something is not right. The discomfort, whatever the discomfort is what we spend our lives avoiding. We all have the same basic problems. We struggle with whatever it is, relationships, money, paying the bills, and this sense of trying to make it, to be somebody, to be a success, to be good enough. It's this treadmill that doesn't lead anywhere because I had played it. I had run on this treadmill for years. I had never felt good enough, no matter what success I had. And then when it failed, then I began to get a sense in this crazy way of good enough. I had to go through this whole process in order to get to accepting these parts of me that in the past I'd always judged others for, and somehow come to an acceptance of them just by being with them. Then I no longer have to project that out onto others. And I'm still finding more and more peace. It's not peace, acceptance of myself. That I'm no longer fighting with myself inside. And I actually know now what it is to love somebody for the first time. I finally stopped judging myself.